Have you ever wondered how to Elytra Mace? Okay, how do I do this? So by the end of this video, you guys will know how to Elytra Mace. But also, closing out to the end, I will also add some extra tips and tricks to help you out. So let's get right into it. But before we start, you guys are gonna need 3 things: a mace, an elytra, and firework rockets. Preferably flight duration 3. It's a lot easier to start with, but I started with flight duration 1. So I personally used flight duration 1, it's easier for me, but for players starting out, flight duration 3 is recommended. Okay, so step 1, put your elytra on. Step 2, firework up. Step 3, take your chest plate off and put it back again. And when you fall, you mace. It should look something like that. This is pretty simple, however, if you want to go more complex, you could do this. A good way to practice all this is by using iron golems and having a windburst 1, 2, or 3 mace that you can just get in creative. It's a very easy and simple way to practice it. If you're on controller, I would really recommend to have your mace, elytra, and your fireworks almost right next to each other. This allows you to switch to them very fast. Okay, now let's move on to the more advanced techniques. So step 1 would be put your elytra on, fly up, put your chest plate on, take it off and activate your elytra, fly down and hit your target. That is a lot more complex and hard, so let me explain how to do it. Well, I just did. So I'm just going to demonstrate how it should look. Just like that. And just keep practicing it on iron golems. However, when practicing, don't just mindlessly attack iron golems with a mace. You should at least have a goal, like eliminate 10 iron golems without using a sword and just a mace, without dying. That should be a good goal. Or macing iron golems without losing flight. What I mean by that is mace an iron golem with windburst on your mace and keep going with your elytra. Keep going until you can. Practice that. And after you reach those goals, day after day, you will feel a lot better. Those are all the basics and fundamentals for you to be able to elytra mace. However, let's move on to the tips and tricks section, shall we? Tip number 1, and by far what I think the most important thing is, and you should not skip at all. Before you start elytra macing, update your sensitivity. To do that, you go to either your keyboard and mouse camera sensitivity. As you can see, it starts with 50. That's the default. Or if you're on controller, go to your camera sensitivity. As you can see, mine sensitivity is 90, which you might be thinking, that is so fast, how do you do this? Well, default is 50, but for controller, I really recommend using a higher sensitivity, 80 or 90. Because I mean, look at default. This is slow. I mean, I can barely do that. Just barely. And keep in mind, this is only because I've been doing this for a while. However, if this is personal preference, it can be 50, 75, or 80 or 90. I personally use it at 90 because it's best for me, and I've been using it for a while now. However, if you're on keyboard and mouse, you probably want a slower sensitivity since you can already move your hand really fast. Tip number 2, which is also a fact, You don't need to put your chest plate on to stop your momentum. What you need to do, if that's too hard, is just press jump. As you can see here, I'm flying. I press jump and it instantly stops flying. For me, it's kind of harder. It's only because I started doing the old-fashioned way. In action, it should look like this. It should look like that. However, I'm used to not doing it like that. Tip number 3 is a pretty simple tip. This is especially for SMP fighting or SMP PvP. However, it's always important to have a very organized inventory. As you can see, you should have potions, totems, more potions, your e-chest. I have this because sometimes I get lost. A backup set of armor if you have another one. And just utilities you use as long as you have fireworks, bottles of enchanting if you can get those, and ender pearls. These are the most important ones. Oh, and in case you're wondering, yeah, you can also Elytra Mace with an Unenchanted Mace. Sure, it's harder, but it's not impossible. Here, I'll show you guys. Okay, so here we have an Unenchanted Mace. And here's the proof. Anyways, let's get into it. First of all, the steps are completely the same. Nothing changes except for the part at the end. You will not be sent flying. You will be sent nowhere. So, example. Yeah. You have to re-equip your Elytra and do it again. You will not be sent flying, and it'll also do less damage. It's inconveniently the worst phase of the mace. However, let's just say you just got it. So, clearly, what you're going to want to do at the end is just re-equip your Elytra and fly again. Tip number 5. This really does not concern Elytra macing, but just your mace in general. I recommend, and it's what I personally use, I use Density 5 and Windburst. However, Breach is also very helpful, and it's really good against Netherite players. However, if you want more damage, go for Density. However, what I'm saying is Density already one-shots a full Prot 4 Netherite armor player. It one-shots it. Breach, I'm pretty sure it does, but it's also very usable without flying. However, I would recommend using Density 5 if you're going to Elytra Mace. Tip number 6, and the last one, is to carry a water bucket. Because players could start countering your mace by fully cobwebbing themselves. And if they do it correctly, your mace maybe won't hit. It's not for certain, but sometimes it misses. And a good way to get out of there is you should also try and attempt this. This is a very helpful technique that'll work against a 1v, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can work, okay? Practice this. It's not that easy, but not that hard. And one trick you guys should know is if you guys are going to use a wind charge in mace PvP, if you use netherite armor, you won't go that high. Why? Well, netherite you will not end up going higher. That's why I recommend using diamond armor if you're going to use wind charges. And you can also use wind charges as your fireworks. It's harder, but not impossible. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this and learned absolutely anything from this, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps me out and I would really appreciate it. Without any further ado, this is the end. And if you watched it this far, I would really appreciate it for you guys to go watch my past Minecraft tutorials and videos in general, if you like this one.